A quick warning before we begin. This is a movie that has reportedly scared people to death. It is also one of the best horror films released in recent years. The story is based on real events. Its strong folk religion atmosphere creates a chilling experience that will keep your heart racing from beginning to end. The story begins with Wang Shuya, a woman who has been a mother for less than a year. Unable to accept the death of her child, she travels to Wangyin Temple and begs a master to perform a ritual for her. She wants her child to come back to life. It turns out there has always been a local belief. As long as someone sincerely prays while carrying their birth information, the immortal deity will grant any wish. Even after hearing a serious warning, Wang Shuya does not hesitate at all. She says that as long as her child can be brought back to life, she is willing to accept any price. Seeing how sincere she is, Master Kangzhen of Wangyin Temple agrees to help her perform the ritual. The master burns a talisman containing her birth details into ashes. He then sprinkles the ashes into a bowl of water and tells Wang Shuya to drink every drop of it. But almost immediately afterward, her body begins to shake violently. Instead of frightening her, this strange reaction makes her believe even more strongly that the ritual is real. She even kneels before the statue of the deity and prays for salvation. More than anything, she begs for her child to return. However, something strange happens. From that night on, Wang Shuya mysteriously disappears. Determined to find her as soon as possible, her husband, Zhao Yuji, decides to hold a ritual ceremony. After hearing the news, Wang Shuya's nephew, Wang Yufan, volunteers to join the ceremony. He even prepares his own birth information. Unlike Wang Shuya, however, they contact a different Wangyin temple. Although the temple never responds to them, Wang Yufan does not give up. His classmate Adai happens to be the heir of that temple. Just as Wang Yufan expected, Adai agrees to help. He promises to bring out the temple's sacred statue for the ceremony. What Adai does not expect is that Wang Yufan and his uncle are not the only participants. Several classmates from the karate club hear about the event and decide they want to join as well. One after another, they hand their birth information to Adai. That evening, Adai goes to Wangyin Temple alone. According to tradition, before removing the sacred statue, he is supposed to perform a divination ritual. The result is terrible. The omen predicts great misfortune. Even so, Adai refuses to back down. As the temple's heir, he forces himself to continue. He carefully takes out the statue and wraps it in a red cloth. Then he quickly leaves. The moment he walks away, the lights on the Wangyin Temple sign suddenly go out. It is a clear sign that something bad is about to happen. Completely unaware of this, Adai soon arrives at a small alley near the school and meets up with his friend Xiaopang. The two are about to head to school together when Adai suddenly stops. He asks Xiaopang if he can hear a strange sound. Startled by the question, Xiaopang says he hears nothing at all. He quickly urges Adai to leave and starts walking out of the alley. But after finally reaching the end of it, Xiaopang turns around and realizes that Adai has vanished. Alarmed, he immediately runs back the way he came. No matter how hard he looks, Adai is nowhere to be found. What Xiaopang does not know is that moments earlier, Adai noticed several strange figures deep inside the alley. Driven by curiosity, he followed them. The figures eventually led him to a creepy house. What surprises Adai is that even though there were barely any people outside, the inside of the house is packed with people. The followers, wearing all kinds of jewelry and ornaments, stand crowded together as they watch Master Kangzhen perform a ritual. He holds a strange ritual instrument and repeatedly strikes it near the head of a female follower whose face is covered. After observing for a while, Adai becomes convinced that these people are most likely members of a cult. Meanwhile, Wang Yufan has already finished preparing the ritual formation inside the classroom. At that moment, Xiaopang arrives. Since the sacred statue is still with Adai, Xiaopang suggests postponing the ceremony. But before anyone can decide, another classmate named A Yuan walks into the classroom carrying a different statue. After placing it on the altar, Wang Yufan decides not to wait for Adai any longer. He instructs everyone to sit in a pentagram formation at their desks. A Yuan then burns slips of paper containing everyone's birth information and throws the ashes into bowls of blessed water. After taking a drink from the water, A Yuan suddenly begins to convulse. Then he speaks in a completely different manner. The students immediately realize something is wrong. Judging from his strange behavior, they assume he has been possessed by the immortal spirit. A Yuan walks up to each student one by one and sprinkles ashes from the statue into their bowls. After they drink the blessed water, A Yuan drops to his knees and repeatedly bows toward the statue. Soon, the students' bodies begin moving on their own. Even more horrifying, blood starts flowing from the eyes of the statue. A Yuan then approaches a female student. With her hands clasped together, she says that her wish is to win the karate championship. A Yuan immediately tells her that her wish will be granted. Just then, a male student rushes over from across the room. He says his only wish is to leave this school and never come back. After hearing such a pathetic wish, A Yuan slaps him across the face. He warns everyone that no matter how big or small a wish may be, a debt must always be repaid once it is granted. Next, he walks over to Wang Yufan. Wang Yufan's wish is simple. He just wants his aunt to return home safely. But the moment A Yuan places his hand on Wang Yufan's forehead, he is suddenly thrown backward by a powerful force. Within seconds, everyone except Xiaopang collapses unconscious. The only reason Xiaopeng remains unharmed is because he never drank the blessed water in the first place. Unfortunately for him, the other two students grab him and drag him aside. They plan to force the water down his throat. At that critical moment, Adai finally arrives. Using his mysterious ghost hand, which naturally suppresses evil spirits, he drives the immortal spirit out of the two possessed students. But almost immediately afterward, Adai notices Wang Yufan crawling toward the statue. Afraid that he is being controlled, Adai rushes forward and presses his left hand against Wang Yufan's forehead. A flash of golden light bursts from his palm. At last, the immortal spirit is forced out of Wang Yufan's body. Before losing consciousness, however, Wang Yufan says that the spirit has already agreed to bring his aunt back. Those words leave Adai deeply unsettled, but something else frightens him even more. He realizes that he cannot identify the origin of the statue at all. So he and Xiaopeng take both the statue and Wang Yufan to Wangying Temple. What they do not know is that at the same time, Wang Yufan's uncle is at home, burning a paper containing someone's birth information. "Yufan, I'm sorry. This is the only way your uncle can come home." As Zhao Yuji kneels before the incense and prays, a dark shadow suddenly flashes behind him. Almost at the same moment, Adai places Wang Yufan inside a large wooden tub covered with protective talismans. He throws a stack of talismans into the water. When Wang Yufan still shows no signs of waking up, Adai rolls up his sleeve and slowly lowers his ghost hand into the tub. The very next second, a cloud of white smoke rises from inside the wooden tub. The next morning, Adai wakes up and finds himself lying on the floor. Wang Yufan is nowhere to be seen. Startled, Adai quickly gets to his feet. A moment later, he notices Wang Yufan in the corner, calmly putting on his clothes. Seeing that he appears completely unharmed, Adai finally relaxes and lets him leave. But the moment Adai returns to Wangying Temple, his father orders him to kneel. The old man has already heard everything that happened from Xiaopeng. He is furious that Adai secretly removed the sacred statue without permission. Fortunately, the strange statue from the night before has already had its eyes sealed with talismans by Adai's father. As long as nothing unexpected happens, the evil spirit should not be able to hurt anyone else. Afterward, his father gives him another warning. He tells Adai to stay away from Wang Yufan in the future. According to fate, Wang Yufan possesses an element that naturally suppresses Adai's fire attribute. However, one look at Adai's stubborn expression tells the old man that his son has no intention of listening. Having no other choice, he calls his wife, who is still in seclusion, and asks for help. On the other end of the phone, Adai's mother has already sensed that something has happened to their son. She is currently on her way home. Only after hearing this does Adai's father finally feel at ease. Meanwhile, Wang Yufan returns home and heads toward his bedroom. Suddenly, he hears his aunt's voice. Slowly turning around, he is shocked to see his missing aunt walking down the stairs. It is Wang Shuya. The strange thing is that the ritual was interrupted the previous night. By all logic, the immortal spirit should not have granted his wish. But at that moment, Wang Yufan does not care about any of that. He rushes forward and hugs his aunt tightly. What he does not realize is that Wang Shuya's face is completely expressionless. Even worse, blood is strangely dripping from her body. Later, the school holds a karate tournament. The female student who wished to become champion ends up facing Wang Yufan in the competition. Although she fights aggressively, something is clearly wrong. Dark circles cover her eyes. Her emotions are unusually excited. She looks completely abnormal. As expected, after Wang Yufan knocks her to the ground, she suddenly loses control. Ignoring the rules, she launches a sneak attack on him. While attacking, she keeps shouting that the prize money belongs to her. After people finally pull them apart, the girl suddenly collapses. Blood pours from her mouth. She dies on the spot under mysterious circumstances. Her death terrifies Aun. After all, she also took part in that ritual. Sure enough, later that night, Aun receives a phone call. But instead of a voice, a strange and disturbing sound comes from the other end. Frightened, Aun immediately hangs up. Moments later, the same eerie sound begins echoing beside her. Then her body starts twisting uncontrollably. She slowly opens a locker room cabinet and climbs inside. A short while later, large amounts of blood begin flowing out from beneath the locker door. It is obvious that Aun has met a terrible fate. The following afternoon, Adai, Wang Yufan, and Xiaopeng arrive at the dojo to practice. To their surprise, the building is completely empty. Even stranger, talismans are scattered all over the floor. Then they hear a cell phone ringing from inside one of the lockers. Thinking someone simply forgot their phone, Xiaopeng walks over and opens the door. What falls out is Aun's corpse. The horrifying sight sends all three of them running in terror. That night, the male student who wished to leave the school forever suddenly hears a phone ringing inside a water tank. Curiosity gets the better of him. He slowly approaches the tank. The next second, an unseen force drags him inside. Not long afterward, he appears at the dojo carrying a knife. This time, he has come under the influence of the spirit, and the person he is looking for is the dojo's owner, Zhao Yuji, who is also Wang Yufan's uncle. It turns out that everything has been part of Zhao Yuji's plan. In order to bring his wife home safely, he used Wang Yufan and the others as sacrifices for the so-called immortal spirit. Sure enough, only moments later, the male student who had come to kill Zhao Yuji for revenge suddenly turns the knife on himself and repeatedly stabs himself to death. Realizing how serious the situation has become, Adai and the others rush to Wangying Temple for help. There, Adai's mother removes the seals covering the statue's eyes. She explains that it is not an immortal deity at all. It is merely a puppet used by another Wangying Temple to deceive worshippers worshippers. Its true form is actually a powerful demon. The more people who come seeking its help, the stronger it becomes. Eventually, it gains enough power to find a suitable human vessel and take human form. Everyone soon suspects that Wang Yufan's aunt was chosen as the demon's vessel. Because of this, Adai's parents decide to perform a ritual to restore Wang Shuya to normal. As expected, Wang Shuya has already been possessed by the evil spirit. She is attacking her husband at home and even bites off one of his fingers. Just then, Master Kangjin suddenly appears. His arrival forcibly interrupts Adai's mother's exorcism ritual. The half-human, half-demon Wang Shuya is then carried away in a sedan chair by the master's followers. They parade her through the streets before taking her to a gathering site used by Wangyin Temple followers in the countryside. Not long afterward, Wang Yufan, Adai, and Xiaopeng arrive there as well. Disguised as followers, they sneak into the crowd. With their own eyes, they watch as Wang Shuya is forced onto a ritual platform by Master Kangjin. Unfortunately, the followers soon discover them. Adai and Xiaopeng are immediately captured and dragged away. Meanwhile, Wang Yufan is surrounded by other followers and brought to his aunt's side. Even now, the innocent boy only wants his aunt to come home safely. But the spirit inside her has other plans. The spirit seems very pleased with his answer. It slices open its wrist and presses its bloody hand against Wang Yufan's head. At once, Wang Yufan loses consciousness. Master Kangjin immediately takes the blood and pours it into Wang Yufan's mouth. When Wang Shuya briefly regains awareness and sees what is happening, she finally understands the truth. She was never the chosen vessel. From the very beginning, Wang Yufan was the spirit's real target. She had only been a tool. As soon as Wang Shuya loses consciousness and collapses, Wang Yufan's body begins twisting uncontrollably. Master Kangjin excitedly announces that the immortal spirit has finally descended into the human world. He quickly kneels and begs the spirit to help mankind, but the spirit wants only one thing: sacrifices. Without warning, it thrusts its hand straight through the master's chest and pierces his heart. Even in death, Master Kangjin cannot understand what happened. After serving the spirit so faithfully, this is the reward he receives. At that moment, Adai finally breaks free from the followers and rushes forward. He tries to drive the spirit out using his ghost hand, but this time, it does not work. Just when all hope seems lost, Adai's parents arrive carrying the sacred statue worshipped by their family. Even working together, the couple cannot defeat the possessed Wang Yufan. In the end, Adai makes a final decision. Prepared to live or die alongside Wang Yufan, he rushes into the blazing flames and wraps his arms tightly around him. Fueled by his determination and empowered by the supernatural strength of his ghost hand, Adai finally manages to force the spirit back. Even the powerful demon can no longer resist. With no other choice, it retreats. Moments later, the ritual platform collapses. Adai and Wang Yufan fall into the fire together. Fortunately, both survive. Although they suffer burns across their bodies, Adai's loyalty and refusal to abandon him deeply move Wang Yufan. In the end, Wang Yufan accepts Adai's feelings and allows the devoted young man to become his boyfriend. As a horror film inspired by real events, The Ritual delivers an incredibly immersive experience. Its rich folk traditions and unsettling atmosphere make it a standout horror movie that is well worth